Hey ya all there virtual critters, thanks for clicking and welcome to this little guide on the new game Squirreled Away. This absolutely charming title was a project of recent university grads attempting to put together an open world game from the perspective of a squirrel. We get dropped into the world, literally, and find ourselves adventuring around the map of a city park. This small island is the tutorial zone, and it covers the game's basics and essentials in the bulk of the gameplay experience that you can get from the demo. If you haven't already bought the game, and you're here to learn more about its features, the demo is available on Steam for download currently. So if this looks like a fun game to you, go give it an hour of playtime on the demo. So it recommends that you play with a controller, but I found it perfectly easy to navigate around by keyboard and mouse. As you would expect from a squirrel POV, we are supposed to climb trees and jump around while hoarding as many items as possible for crafting projects. The objectives of each zone, including the tutorial, are to complete the quest for neighboring wildlife, complete the requirements for the cache, and collect the golden acorns. If you've got sharp scouting skills, the core gameplay takes about 6 to 8 hours when you're rushing through, but there will be plenty for building squirrels, for gathering materials to expand on large treehouse projects. For builders, the bonus objective is finding all the blueprints for decoration. The first set comes by way of initial quests, and in each zone after that there will be a bottle with a treasure map to find. Read the map in your inventory for the drawn clue of the chest location. You will find a prompt to dig over the marked X, revealing a treasure box full of blueprints. Our first guidance comes from a turtle who will give you a ride to the main island after you assist the rest of the squirrels on the island with their tasks, each one teaching you some squirrel survival basics and the way of the cache, the zone objective that will expand your inventory on completion. We quickly come upon an important point of interest, the meditation stones, where you can bring new items to meditate on. Doing so will unlock recipes associated with that item, adding it to the crafting section of your player menu. The NPC Squirrel Maya introduces us to other mechanics of the shrine, the requisition of golden acorns through the zone in a quest reward from the Shrine Guardian statue once all of those acorns have been returned to their place. Each pedestal around the meditation stone will display clues to help you find the location of the acorns if you didn't happen to find them while exploring. By meditating on a pebble that we've picked up along the park grounds, we will get recipes for the pebble axe, the pickaxe, and the shovel. These early recipes are available from the player crafting menu, though later upgrades require a crafting bench. Once you have the adequate twigs, pebbles, and resin, open the tab menu, go to crafting, and select the tool to craft it. These basics will get you started in gathering and questing in this tutorial zone. There is no map in the UI or one that can be pulled up, but we do have Squirrel Vision. Holding down the right click on PC will gray out the world's colors and highlight not only important sites around the space, but also nearby materials that can be gathered. Per usual in crafting sims, even squirrel ones, we have a lot to pick up for any number of assorted projects. For our initial tools, we can find pebbles off the ground, twigs off of fallen logs, and resin located high up in the tree branches. Each zone expands on the materials from the last. They all have branches that can be cut for sticks, they will all have rocks and pebbles, but will come with unique additions that you'll need for specialty tools or upgrades. I'm not fully done with the game, so this isn't a complete list, but hopefully it's helpful hints to finding what you need when getting started. On Sunrise Isle, look for acorns and strawberries. In the Forest Nook, paper clips for springs, nails, spiderwebs to make spring, bouncy mushrooms, shroom chunks, yellow tulips for fur dye, strawberries, and almonds. In Fountain Springs, there is strawberries, bottles for glass and caps, lavender, purple and yellow tulips for dye, cans for pull tabs, and metal scraps. In Greenleaf Shade, you can find glass, caps, tabs, metal scraps, walnuts, almonds, lavender, and the purple and orange tulips. Within the Ascended Gardens, you will be able to find the herbs, bamboo, and the pink tulips. So the forest nook is a large zone with the bulk of the materials. The area around the small house with the dog has several key items. In addition to the bone that you'll need to dig up for bone tools, there are bent nails embedded in the house's door. There are also paper clips on the nearby park sign and almond trees circling all the way around. Note the color of the leaves on the trees and the lighter or pastel shades. These indicate trees that have nuts or like acorns or almonds in them. Now to get feathers, you must first find shroom chunks and craft them into a stink bomb tool. Lobbing one of these at the birds in your vicinity will scare them off, leaving feathers behind for you to collect. When utilizing your tool specifically, you'll be expending stamina as a resource. Notice down here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, there are hearts for health points and this green bar for your stamina. To replenish both, you'll need food. Strawberries, acorns, almonds, and walnuts will all be acceptable meals as you're getting started, but I'll get to cooking in a moment. Another way to fill up your stamina is by getting in a good rest in a bed that can be unlocked with the building feature. Eventually, you'll be able to expand the overall stamina bar by completing the golden acorn requirements at the meditation areas. But first, we need to get off this starter island and get to the main zone by talking to the turtle once all of our quests are completed. If you haven't found the golden acorns, the turtle will act as a shuttle between islands at any time. Once we've landed on the beach, we're in Forest Nook now, and if we just run down the path, we'll be greeted by Lottaland, the seagull, friendly forest real estate agent, to provide us with a free tree to build in. More trees are available for purchase in other zones by giving Lottaland the list of goods requested. So there is a lot of building potential in every save. So let's talk about building then. If you've watched this channel for a while, you probably noticed that I pick a lot of games with building in them, and I'm excited to get to another video that's on the game of Aloft. The building in that game is amazing. But before my squirrel brain gets the better of me, back to Squirreled Away and its building interface. To enter it, we use the B key to get a pop-up, and we can scroll through it for all of our available building pieces. Select the pieces that you want to use by the scroll wheel category, and then use E and Q to move right or left. Once you've got a piece you want, you can rotate it by holding down click and using the R key. There seem to be no structural building rules from what I can tell. Pillars look to be merely decorative and not required. We can easily place foundations anywhere in a tree to start a home base. The starter building set is a form of simple sticks that can be chopped from tree branches. The only stipulation seems to be on the bed or specific crafting stations that must be placed under a roof, forcing us to at least make a basic shack early on if we want to use the bed to recover stamina. Decorations for your squirrel homes can be obtained by blueprints found in treasure chests. This includes an upgrade for a larger storage, which can be constructed from planks and rocks. Which brings me to crafting in this game. It's fairly basic, but it includes a few workstations. We have the sawmill to turn sticks into planks. We have the crusher that turns sticks and rocks into their smaller twig and pebble versions. There is also a loom that turns spiderwebs into string, a cooking station, and the main workbench where most recipes are found. Beyond a few starter recipes, you'll need to interact with or be in range of the crafting bench to make complex items. As a little crafting bonus, there's a tiny bit of a character customization that we can access from the inventory menu. On these side tabs, there are slots for your gadgets and your fur color. Inside the fur color menu are some options for your squirrel shade. Some of these might be unblocked by objective or by collecting enough flowers to make your fur dye in the workbench. Meditation with several items will unlock fishing and assorted baits. You'll need some string, made with a loom, a stick, and a paper clip that can be found holding up papers on several map signs across the park. To fish, just throw your line in the water and click when you see a fish bite. That's it. Different zones across the map will yield different fish, of which there are 3 that I can find. The neon tetra can be found in any body of water outside of the Ascended Gardens. The goldfish can be found anywhere but Sunrise Isle, and the koi can only be found in the Ascended Gardens. Baits are used to buff your fishing. The acorn meatball will increase your catch rate for higher quality fish. The almond sausage bait will increase the catch speed of fish, and the magnetized bait allows players to catch coins from fountains that can be exchanged for cans in the vending machine. Now, you can't eat the fish, but you can display them on fish plaques available in the building menu. What you can eat are some delicious squirrel dishes recommended to you by recipes that you'll receive as quest rewards, and although they can be seen in your player crafting menu, you'll have to interact with or be near the cooking station to craft things like the lavender strawberry paste. We really only have one threat in the game. If there's fall damage, I have not managed to activate it yet, despite some missed tree branches from very tall heights. Within the forest nook, there is a dog. It will patrol around the house, popping up a yellow or red indicator on your screen for its approximate direction. When you get close enough to trigger the red indicator for aggro, it means it's chasing you and you might want to retreat to the trees or fight back with a stink bomb. Equipping them as a tool and hurling them at the dog will stun it, causing it to yelp and run off for a few seconds so that you can mine the digging plots around the home. The only other things that I've found that can do damage to your health seem to be bouncing off of hedgehogs or the thorn bushes that are located around the maze. Quests aren't too tough to figure out, and the game is pretty entertaining, although short. You will acquire tools and gadgets that make getting around the park a whole lot easier, including a glider made from feathers and a pull tab. At least there's a little to do with the gathering and building after you've already helped every squirrel in the park. I found at least 2 sets of structure textures so far, but not all treasure has been recovered yet. It's a little light on the decorations, and I don't see any information coming out about the future updates for the game. At this point, I would assume that it's in its final form full release, but if you hear about any updates, let us all know down in the comments below. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and bye-bye.